Hello, everybody. I'm doing a video blog this time. It's about Crusade. It's a lot easier for me just to jump on here and do this. Um, but good news, Crusade is completed. Those of you who are watching this who don't even know what I'm talking about, Crusade is the third installment of the Hunt Chronicles. The first book, Awakening, we start off with the beginning of Christian Hunt's tale. He is a veteran turned college student who has to learn how to survive in the apocalypse. Uh, and Revelation, the second book, of course, is what it means. Revelation reveals his immunity. And that's not a spoiler, by the way, because you learn that in the prologue of Awakening. But it also reveals where the virus came from and a possible way to combat it. In the first two books, we learn about Christian. We watch him go from weakling kind of. I don't want to say weakling, but definitely has to relearn everything he learned in basic training. And he does a lot of that with one of the main characters, Fish, and the other main character, Boomer, which is his dog. They survive together. Fish takes Christian under his wing, teaches him the right way to survive, and all that. Fish is a former Green Beret. They don't like to be called that. I found out recently. Don't call them Green Berets. They are special forces, period. Um, but the Awakening and Revelation, they center around those three characters. You also meet different core characters that accompany Christian and Fish on their journey across the country, which starts with the third book, Crusade. So we learned a lot about zombies and how they're different than, a lot of Hollywood zombies, The Walking Dead. No, a little 2-inch dagger in the forehead won't kill a zombie in my series, but they're more than that, and you learn a lot more in Revelation about them, and a little bit more in Crusade. There's also some other twists to the virus and what it does to the dead that you learn about. I started off with a bang on that in the first chapter. Um, we've also watched the scabs grow in the Awakening and Revelation, and seen them evolve and how they're evolving. Well, Crusade kind of takes it to the next level with that. It's not that they're still evolving into some super master race, but they're definitely the companions get to see how they are interacting. I actually have a chapter called National Geographic and another chapter called Scab Country. I won't give any spoilers on that, but yeah, it gets pretty wicked in Crusade. Crusade is Awakening and Revelation are both around 100,000 words. So you might be wondering what took Crusade so long. It is 140,000 words, significantly longer, 40% longer. And it's not because I wanted it to be longer. It just it is the story that needs to be written, and it had to go from A to B, and we made it to B, and it ended up being 140,000 words. Lots of editing in there. Not that we changed the storyline, but let me tell you, my editors work hard, and they definitely did a bang up job. From long days and nights sitting at my house, working on the internet, working over the phone. It was definitely a process, and Julia and Ruth worked with me hand in hand the whole time. They made me sound a lot better. I also like to thank my friend DJ, who also he's the one who keeps me rooted in realism when it comes to guns and how they work and the ballistics of them and survival and ideas for survival. The whole fire truck idea was his, Big Red. And also a little special thanks to my friend Luke. He kept me in the realm of realism when it comes to special forces, the quote unquote Green Berets. They made sure I stay grounded with that, and they are portrayed properly, and I wanted to portray them properly because they're not talked a lot about. You hear about the SEALs and Marine Recon and Rangers, but who are the Green Berets? Well, people don't really know because they're not really talked about that much, and it is. I learned a lot myself. I thought I knew a lot, but I learned a lot more. The quiet professionals, as they like to be called. So we dig into that in Crusade. We dig into Fish's background, which I've wanted to do. I wanted to do it in Revelation, but I just didn't have the space or time. So in Crusade, you get to learn a little bit more about Fish, and you learn, kind of sideways a little bit more about Green Berets and the different missions they've had over time. I don't ever dwell too much on it, but to me, it was very interesting in the research I did and the guidance I received. So thank you again, Luke, for that. Um, Not much else I want to talk about except for there are 2 more books left in the series. Book 4, Volume 4 is called Reckoning. Originally it was called Fallout, but that was before I read Zombie Fallout by Mark Tufo, and he has multiple series of books: Zombie Fallout, Lycan Fallout, Demon Fallout, and I just couldn't use that name. It wouldn't be right. He's very popular, very well written author, and I talked to them about it kind of jokingly, and I decided to change the name because I wouldn't feel right doing that. And Volume 5, which will be Salvation, which means a couple things, but we won't get into that because no spoilers. The outline for Salvation's already been done too. So I'm excited to finish them. I'm hoping to be a little bit more timely on it. I say that each book, but we will see. There's also other books in the work. I have prequels and companion stories in the works. The companion stories are things that don't directly affect the Hunt Chronicles. They are stories. There's like a book 2, Revelation. You have the comic book store they fight in. Well, there's a whole story with the guy who owns that. And it actually links in separate little areas with the Hunt Chronicles, but never directly affecting it. You hear about little things that happen in that story. And there's even a cameo, but I won't get into that or spoil that. Another companion story is Portland Todd. I'm actually co-writing that with another author, T.W. Brown. He is a zombie author. Very big, long, good series he has called The Dead, if you ever want to check that out. So those are in the works. They're slow moving because I take the main core series more seriously. The prequels, which I'm going to have a lot of fun writing. I've already written some stories in it. You have A Fish Tale, which I think everyone will like. What else do I have? Stallions, the people from the Ace Hardware compound, how they all joined together. Virus, that is the only book that will take place before the actual awakening. That starts off with Dr. Tripp, Major Dobson, and Sergeant Pittman, and their journey across basically the world to try to find out about this virus and the stuff you only hear kind of offhandedly in Revelation, what they had to go through, which is pretty intense. The outline of that was a lot of fun, actually, and I can't wait to get started on it. Then there's Nomad. Nomad, won't give you any spoilers on that because he's a character in Crusade. I will say this: he's Special Forces. He knows fish, and well, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, and I don't want to ruin Crusade, but I think a lot of people look forward to that too because Nomad I like that character a lot. I based him off my friend Luke, and Luke is kind of like Nomad, very relaxed person, does not get excitable about much. And the other prequel I'm working on, which I also is based off a character in the 3rd book, is Trinity. I will not get into detail about that. When you read the book, you'll see why. Her prequel will probably be more anticipated than A Fish Tale once you get to know Trinity. And I think I just gave you a little spoiler about Crusade. But there's a lot that goes on in Crusade. There's a lot of twists, turns. My editors told me at chapter 16, one of my editors said, I thought the book could have been finished there and it would have been great. But no, I had to get to the end of the story. And I didn't want to do what I did with Awakening. Awakening and Revelation were the same book, and I ended up having to split it because Awakening was going to be like 170,000 words, and I was like, can't do that. So I just cut it off, rewrote some things for Awakening, and then made rewrote the second half and made Revelation. Um, and I didn't want to do that with Crusade because Crusade is definitely a crusade throughout the first part of their journey, and I wanted to keep it uh, as one whole piece because it does all happen to kind of twist with itself. But that's basically it. I can talk about the movie, but I can't talk about the movie. Just know that the screenplay is written. Um, that's all I really know. I know that they have some funding and they're searching out directors and actors and whatever else. I don't know. They're still looking for more funding, and maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Let's hope it does. If it doesn't, it's not that they're not working hard on it. Hollywood sometimes gets to decide what you like, so we'll see how that works out. And that's basically it. Oh, I'm gonna be offering them on my website soon if you're interested. If not, okay, whatever. They are the Hunt Chronicle shirt. This is the girl off the first book, the first scab you meet. She is, I don't want to tell you her name because there's actually a little companion story I want to do about her. But that's my website. These were made by Infinity Graphics, which his website's on here somewhere. IGTprints.com. He does great work. But these will be available on the website soon. I'll also have the book release party, which will hopefully be in 2 weeks, locally. Sorry, if you want to come all the way from wherever you live, that's fine. It'll be at the Broken Barrel Tavern, most likely, which is in the first book. Anyways, I will let you go. My daughter's in there crying for me. My son's watching her, and I want to get in there. So everyone take care. I will be making a big announcement when it's actually live on Kindle and paperback. And again, Joshua Story, he will be working on it as soon as he gets back off vacation. I have sent him the files. So that really depends on him. It is much longer. And that brings up another point. I don't know what the publishing cost will be, but we might see Crusade paperback-wise cost a little bit more because of the print costs. I don't know. We'll see. I won't know till I get the formatting back and how many pages it is. All right, we've already been going on for over 12 minutes, and that's way longer than I wanted to. So everybody have a good day. If you have questions or comments, leave them below, either on Facebook or wherever I post this. Visit my website, jddemers.com, and I'll see you guys later.